You are sitting in a dark room staring at a screen that refuses to change. You cut the feed. You silenced the news, but the silence feels like a threat. This is the phantom limb of modern finance. You automated your capital, but your brain is still wired for the crisis. You mistake the absence of motion for a lack of control. Look at the application on your device. The high contrast typography. The artificial urgency of the push notification. It is not a financial tool. It is a neurological snare. They engineered it to simulate the environment of a casino because a calm investor is an unprofitable one. The system trained you to believe that wealth requires physical friction, clicking, trading, rebalancing. But motion is not progress. Motion is just a tax you pay to your own anxiety. They gamified the interface because bored investors do not generate fees. Every morning at the opening bell, your cortisol spikes. You are subjecting your biology to the chaotic fluctuations of millions of irrational actors. You convinced yourself this was diligence. You called it research. It is merely an addiction to the adrenaline of proximity. When the external noise stops, the internal sabotage begins. You log in to check the dashboard. You adjust an allocation by 2% just to feel involved. You are bleeding out through 1,000 tiny interventions. You believe your micro-adjustments provide an edge. They do not. The algorithmic trading desks operate in microseconds. You are bringing a manual ledger to a quantum war. Every time you try to outsmart the system, you bleed capital through friction and spreads. Your instinct to act is a liability. The market transfers capital from the active to the patient. If you are constantly moving the pieces, you are playing their game on their board. Stop touching the machinery. Antidote to this addiction is calculated neglect. Doing nothing is not a passive state. It is an aggressive, fortified position. When you lock the system and walk away, you are executing the most difficult financial maneuver in existence. You are allowing the math to work without your interference. You must architect friction, build mechanical walls between your impulses and your ledger. Delete the application from your device, scramble the password, put a 3-day delay on all manual transfers. The architecture of neglect requires you to sit on your hands when the algorithms engineer a panic. When the screen bleeds red, the system demands your participation. Your refusal to sell is a hostile act against their revenue model. You are not trapped, you are anchored. Capital must vanish before you can register its existence. Route your deposits directly into the index. Bypass the checking account. Bypass the mental accounting. If the capital never rests in your primary field of vision, it cannot be weaponized by your own boredom. Once the capital is routed, you must amputate your access. The password to the brokerage must be complex, unmemorizable, and stored on a physical medium you rarely touch. Convenience is the enemy of accumulation. Make it exceptionally difficult to sabotage yourself. You're not missing out. You're outlasting them. The machinery of wealth is silent, boring, and relentlessly compounding. Let the gamblers have their dopamine. We are building fortresses. Lock the vault. Walk away. We will monitor the perimeter.